Mount Carmel was founded in the 20s, although the first recorded where a priest would come down from, oddly, St. Anthony's in Long Beach, which would have been the kind of mega parish that included everything else since the early the teens. That was recorded there. So a priest would come down and probably in maybe like a local funeral parlor or somebody with a big living room in their home would open the doors and host a mass, a Christmas mass in I think 1917 it was, or 1912.
All you need is a priest.
So grab a priest and drag him kicking and screaming. The rail cars coming down from Los Angeles to I guess the first stop would have been Balboa Pier. And then on again, and then a few years after that to, or rather to Newport Pier, and then on down the peninsula to Balboa Pier. So that's what started development in the area. By the time the parish was founded in 24, there were 20 or 30 Catholic families that lived here year-round. Grew up in Anaheim.
Really?
Was out of the country for some years.
I can't be the only one that says that.
And I think part of it is you learn in speaking public, it does funny things to your vowels. If you've got to project over a crowd of 100, you sound things a little differently.
Sound Irish.
And I'm living with an Irishman, so I'll blame it on him. Went into seminary out of high school at Mater Dei, St. John's up in Camarillo, where I did my undergraduate and then graduate studies in theology, canon law, kinds of things in Belgium for 5 years. Came home in 94 and was ordained 1st of October, just had my anniversary.
So you knew at what point that you wanted to be for the priesthood?
Yeah, God made it easy on me. It was kind of gentle and consistent for a lot of my growing up.
In the family?
Very supportive, yeah.
But
Very
not
supportive. You know what? I have a great uncle on Mama's side of the family. Was a priest out in Omaha. I've got another cousin, distant cousin, but would be about a generation younger than me, who's hazing that family name, and he's a priest out there in Omaha. On my dad's side, my dad was in the seminary for a couple of years. He high school and as was common in the day, high school and I think first year of college. He stepped out after that and then met my mom about 2 years later, a year later.
And went into business?
And then went into business, was in banking, and been in parishes around Orange County and worked with the diocese under our local bishop in various functions for 25 years now. Joachim's in Costa Mesa was my first parish. Blessed Sacrament, Westminster, John Paul II Polish Center, a little ethnic Polish parish up in Yorba Linda, Holy Family, and now here in Balboa. He knew me since I was a kid. I used to be an altar boy up in Anaheim, and he was assigned to the parish there, so I served Mass for him when I was, about 10 years old. He doesn't like me telling that, but since it's going on the permanent record, everybody will remember. So it was a really, yeah, it was a real treat to come in with him. So I've known him a lot of years, and we get to collaborate because even though he's retired, he still lives here on the island and helps out. I was real happy to be coming in after him because it's like driving a well-maintained car. Maybe you didn't buy it new, but it was well cared for. John Vianney we have a daily Mass most days of the week except Saturday, in the morning except Saturdays. There's a pretty devout little crowd that comes in there, 40, 50 people on a daily basis. We have Masses at Saturday evening vigil, they call it. So that's where Catholics cheat a little bit and follow the Jewish calendar where the day begins at sunset. So they start Sunday on Saturday evening. Mass at 5 o'clock. And then Sunday morning, 8, 9, 10, there's people standing in the aisles at all three of them. Pretty lively community. Down this way, it's not just geriatric. It's a lot of younger people, the 20-somethings that are going to school or kind of just starting out, and they want to live by the beach a little while they can, before marriage or having kids, and they can swing a little extra rent and live in a small place for a while and enjoy the beach. So we get a lot of that. It's a draw from the parishes inland. Parishioners like coming down from the other parishes in Costa Mesa, Huntington, Newport, even down as far as Dana Point. Say people like it because it's small. It's kind of old-fashioned. It's hard to count it up because a lot of them are seasonal. Say they rent a house for a month in the summer, and this happens on the peninsula too. Hiya, Father. We're here from Salt Lake City every summer. We'll see you next July. You know, that kind of thing. People that are just down for a weekend or a day.
So the Mormons come and
No, there's Catholics in Salt Lake too. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. More and more. Yeah. There goes the neighborhood. Somebody once said you prepare for your sermon with your Bible in one hand and the newspaper in the other. It's my favorite duty, really. You just get a sense of connection with people, and you know, as you're speaking, you find a few where your eyes fall on. One of my parishes. The Polish Center up in Yorba Linda, you know, you'd have buddies visiting, you'd take them driving around, going here and there, and you know, half of the time you're saying, oh yeah, there's you know, you point to houses and oh, that family there, and oh, I did a funeral for those folks, and oh, that was a fun wedding, and a baptism or a sick call or something like that, and you start as you're driving, you start pointing out the locals, and it's an awesome experience. It's a little kind of title of honor, sort of an ecclesiastical pat on the back that a bishop can give to a priest. Bishop Brown retired about 10 years ago and kind of was nice to a couple of us on his way out. It builds community. It gives a sense of the variety of people living in the neighborhood. It adds to kind of the local flavor. You know, like here on the island at the Vianney Chapel, once a quarter or something like that, we have a little music concert in there. They're wheeling a piano down the center aisle. So we try to make them beautiful. We try to make them accommodating to events like that. And you know, just being a good neighbor like that, and then in what we do with our own community, you know, them that are Catholic and part of our community, make them good citizens, make them good neighbors, make them good families that keep the larger community healthy. February of 2024, we'll have our centenary parties. Keep your eyes out for the announcements.